So basically, I'll be showing you how to do something called nested loops, which is having a loop inside of a loop. And you can have multiple nested loops, so you can do a loop inside a loop inside a loop, kind of like a Russian doll type thing. But I'm going to begin by defining a variable. I'll call it I for index and set it equal to 1. And I'll begin my outside loop with a while loop. So I'll say while x is less than or equal to 3. And then I'll do an open curly bracket and say print, this is the outside loop. And this is so we can keep track of how many times the outside loop is repeating and how many times the inner loop is repeating. So then we can put a for loop inside of it. You could really use any loop inside of any loop. So I could have had a for loop on the outside and a while loop on the inside, or 2 while loops or 2 for loops, or really any kind of loop. But for the sake of variety, I'm going to do a for loop for right now. And I'll say for x in 1 dot 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 2, and basically it will repeat this inner loop twice. I can say print, this is the inner loop. And then finally I can increment that I by 1 by doing I plus equals 1. And to walk you through this, what that's looking like is that this outside while loop, this whole thing will repeat 3 times, and every time it repeats, this statement will print twice because it's in a for loop that has it print twice. So if I play that back, and actually there's this warning message over here, but you can ignore that since it thinks that the variable x isn't being used when it's really being used as our index in the for statement. So don't worry about that. But I'll play it back, and you can see that over here it printed the outside loop and then did the inner loop twice, and then it did that process 3 times to represent the outer loop repeating 3 times. So this code worked correctly.